This video, of course, is how did I find season 2, and I kind of wanted to wrap it up with this little video and start season 3 even stronger, even better, and take you fully through the actual series, because I know full well that there are so many elements that I've missed out this season, and I need to tell you why, and I need to get you up to date so we can all go forward together and inspire our friends, family, and people around us. But before I start that, as you can see in all the videos, I'm currently wearing a true idol and a true inspiration to the bodybuilding world t-shirt, of course, being the legend himself, Chris Bumstead. What a sad time it is for everyone who has basically in this generation started following bodybuilding. Of course, he has retired now after winning it 6 times. Mr. Olympia champion, what a legend and what an inspiration. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not saying I'm going to become Mr. Olympia, I'm not saying that at all, but hopefully get on stage, silverware, come back with me from shows, which I'm really excited for. And not going to lie, Gymshark doing the old bootleg series, I couldn't not jump on this, especially as there was already rumours before the show that he was going to leave, and he was one of the biggest inspirations throughout my season 2. Of course, I bought another t-shirt from him, but that's for another video later on. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Sorry for distracting and diverging. I like to do a bit of raw footage nowadays for my videos to make sure that I'm being true, honest, and open with you all. I'll go into the pros and, the good bits of season 2, because that's something you've always got to focus on, is that there's always good elements. I was definitely, for the first point, I was definitely in the better shape than the year before. I looked bigger, I looked stronger, I looked healthier, and for me, that was just a great thing to come out of season 2. Legs looking massive, but of course there's so much more room to grow, and I found that there's a lot of elements that I still need to grow. And pretty much knocked off the free there. Photo shoot, I got to do one of those, and it reminds me of the results and what I achieved in the past 2 years, and highlighting a lot in the way of, if you put your mind to it, you will achieve it. And I met some amazing people at the photo shoot and have been inspired by my journey, and to be honest, I was inspired by their journey. Seeing what they were and for what they'd become, to me, I said it was phenomenal, and they should be more proud and more focused on their own journeys. But I appreciate the love and the respect I was given. One thing I found, because of people understanding, I'm just reading them off now, was I was surrounded by some of the most supportive and amazing people throughout my journey. And this wasn't just in the gym, this was friends, family, even went away a few times, and people everywhere I've been considering me in the food that was being bought, drink, even alcohol. They were looking at like alcohol free for me, and so supportive, and knew the dedication and the drive I had, and I love them all for it, because they made my journey so much easier, and they know who they are. If they're watching this video, thank you, and I really appreciate it. And everyone who understands your journey makes it so much easier. When you're doing it solo, flipping hell. I think it happened in the first season because no one understood what I was doing, and Christ was it difficult. Only a handful of people understood, but when everyone got on board, it was a lot easier. Mixing these two in together, I found my dream and I found my own goal. Basically, this season solidified that I wanted to step on stage. It solidified that I wanted to become a natural bodybuilder, and of course it's helped me drive my YouTube channel a lot further forward. I know I haven't posted as much, but it's because I needed to get the physique and get you guys the best results, so that you guys can be inspired, motivated to go forward. But yeah, it has set me up for season 3 well, but every good, there is always a bad, and I'm sorry to say that's life, and that is the world, and I knew it was coming, and I wasn't expecting it as hard, but it did hit me hard this year. One big thing, and all the gym bros and lasses know out there, when you start going to the gym and you start changing your physique, one thing comes with it. It comes knocking at the door very quickly, but I've had it pretty much all my life, and that's body dysmorphia. I have struggled with it since from a very, very young age, just due to being a bigger teenager, big child, And then, of course, just not losing the weight when I got older until recently. And looking in the mirror, even when I had finished my season, I was still putting myself down. I was stressing. I was just seeing so many faults, flaws. And don't get me wrong, everyone has their flaws and faults, but I was just doing it to the point where it was annoying people. But then they didn't understand that psychologically it was messing with me, and everything I was doing and everything I was eating, drinking, activities was just getting affected. And of course, Joe, he knew this, and he did his best to pull it down. But at the end of the day, it's not something that can just go away. It's there, it's embedded, and don't get me wrong, I will get better at dealing with it, and I will persevere. But this year it was a lot harder due to me wanting to improve on everything, and yeah, it caused a lot of issues. In that sense, it then made it harder. It unmotivated me to want to achieve, and you would think it would do the opposite, but actually when you go too much with it and it impacts you so much, it drains you, and so you're just not motivated to go to the gym, you're not dedicated, you just want to give up, and you just want to jump off that committed train, I guess, and give away all that progress to a feeling that generally was silly having. But of course it's there, and I'm going to live with it for the rest of my life, and it's going to get worse, but it's called just dealing with things that is outside of my control. Mentally, of course, as I was saying, it's connected as well. It was harder. I struggled coming into the final probably a month and a half, 2 months of the cut, and food in general just wasn't hitting right. I felt like I was hungry all the time. I was potentially snacking, or I wasn't committed to the diet as much, and it showed. I felt like I was holding on to too much water. I just wasn't as round and lean and shredded as I could have been on that photo shoot. But that was my fault. I just wasn't as focused, wasn't as dedicated by the end of it. And I just truthfully wanted it over with. I wanted to just get away from it all and stop. But, it made me lose my focus. But now I'm back. Do not stress. I am back, and I am going to hit season 3 harder than ever. In result, you are going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. Do not let your downs keep pulling you down. That sounds really cliche, but don't. Just go out there and jump that hurdle, because it's only going to be temporary that you're going to have those negative thoughts. When you get in those positive mindsets and the positive bubbles of everything you're achieving, it's just a push. Take every opportunity as you can, because you will have, I don't know when, if you're starting your seasons now or this is your 5th season, you're going to have those times where it's going to be shit, and there's going to be times where it's going to be amazing. Enjoy the amazing parts, learn from the shit parts, and you will keep getting the results you want. You will keep turning that circle because you're dedicated, you're motivated, and you want the best physique ever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I needed to be honest with you. That was how my season 2 went. It was a 50-50, maybe more negative, and that's why I had to speak to Joe and I had to swap, not because of him. It's just I needed a new breath of fresh air, I needed a new path, and I needed to try something just so I could get back in that focus and motivation mindset to achieve the best. But use it as a guidance, don't use it verbatim. I hope it has inspired you, motivated you to go actually get yourself into that positive mindset. So I will see you next week for another video as the mini series. I don't think is needing any more videos, so it'll be now giving you the best content on my gym splits, food, diets, some challenges. Let's give it to you. Let's give you the best content. I love you all. Stay safe, stay humble, and stay true to yourself.